How do we, that ego thing takes all the place. I don't really know how to address it. How do we get rid of it? Or
Ego.
how do we apprivoiser, tame
Tame.
it, if it's what we have to do? That's such a big problem. I've worked in the media for most of my life, and I
Yes.
worked with big egos, and mine
Yes.
is not small, I suppose.
I'm sure we all, yes.
Yeah, how do we address that? I don't know. I'm really lost.
That's a very big topic and big challenge here. And I think we can begin with, you know, uh, we can begin with kind of like filtering. You know, first we filter the most unnecessary ego. You know, let go of that. When you look at that, some ego is necessary to function, you know. But certain ego is really not necessary, and it's causing you so much pain, causing you so much damage in your relationship, at work, at home, in the world, even with yourself. It creates so much conflicts. And that kind of like, you know, I don't know how you say. I cannot really find a word, but let's call it unnecessary ego. You know, that kind of unnecessary ego. We
It's
can
like an
filter
onion.
that.
There's many, many, many coats.
Layers. You know, there are
Yeah.
many layers. You know, like onions. And so let's get rid of that first. You know, say like, okay, this kind of ego really never helped me
How
in my
come?
entire life. You know.
How come do we have such big egos, or is that such an important question? And
It is. It is. It is an important question. I think it's a. I think it's a multiple. There are multiple causes. You know, of course, certain things maybe we have a basic tendency towards that. You know, the basic sense of survival, right? Ego. You know, we all are born with that. You know. You know. Of course, everybody wants food, but you know, I want it. I need it now. You know, as a little
and I'm
baby.
better than the others, or
You know,
I get
little
it
baby.
from the other.
Or maybe not even thinking about others, but we just think I need,
Yeah.
right? So that sense of this I. But then other things I think are just adopted, adopted on the way, you know, adopted on the way of growing up, and so they are more like, you know, cultural and the world culture environment that we are creating for people to adopt this kind of ego, you know. So those things you can see are really very superficial. You know, we learn how to be professional, you know, or at least look professional, or sound
Yeah,
professional.
we learn to look many
Or
things.
sound, you know, yeah, and we learn to we learn to look, you know, look like, you know, the picture you see on the billboards, you know, or that clothes and so on, and we adopt so many persona, you know, just on the way here and there, you know, because of the culture. You know, without that, maybe there's some problem with your.
We do that because we think we're not enough.
Yes, or we are nothing without that. You know, we don't see the core value that we are much more than that.
So awakening is
To discover that we are much
we
more
are
than
some.
that,
Yeah.
much more than that. You know, we are much more than what we think we need to kind of adopt this persona and, you know, facade. You know, to function, to perform, to be respected, to be, you know, to be someone.